council please stand for Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's speed pledge.
Running on my chairs every second. I waited this time.
I have to tie him down.
When you weren't here the other day, nobody let us.
I think it was a little slow tonight.
You were a little slower tonight than usual. Madam Clerk.
Councilor Edwards?
Present.
Councilor Janick? Present. Councilor Edwards?
Present.
Councilor deMedeiros?
Present.
Councilor Milbourne?
Present.
Councilors Perry and Burk are absent.
Yes. We'd like to welcome Tiverton Power LLC, presentation of the Civic contribution. And I get a big check this time.
That's what we heard.
I know you want a picture.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan McMurray. I'm the General Manager of Tiverton Power, and we are thrilled to be presenting a civic contribution as part of our tax agreement to the town of Tiverton. I would add that we're very grateful for our relationship with the town, particularly to the first responders, TFD and TPD. And I would also add that last year we brought a very small $100,000 check.
Small size.
Same value, same value.
Yeah, same value, but this year we got it
I'm gonna
done.
take a picture.
It didn't bounce.
Thanks. There you go.
Oh, you're gonna take it?
A lot of people take it.
Drop it down a little bit, it's under your chin. No.
Is that good?
Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
I'd like to thank Tiverton Power and also comment that they're a great community partnership with us. Whatever we need, they're there. So we want to thank you.
You don't want to put that here, babe. Good job.
It's made out to me, you know.
You better go farther than
Approval of Town Council minutes, December 14th, 2022, regular meeting, December 14th, 2022, executive session. Acknowledge receipt of minutes from boards, commissions, and committees, Historic Preservation and Advisory Board 1, Personnel Board 1, Recreation 1, Economic Development Commission 2. Acknowledge receipts of reports from the Town Administrator, Department monthly reports, December 2022, Police and Fire Department, overtime reports, December 2022, Treasurer Saurette, November 2022, budget and revenue reports. Acknowledge receipt of correspondence, Coastal Resource Management Council, public notice for proposed rulemaking and public hearing regarding the proposed Ocean State Adaptation and Resilience Fund. Approval of revised Town Council 2023 meeting calendar. Would anyone like to take anything off the agenda?
Madam President,
Yes.
4C3 and D1. I'm sorry, not D1, E.
4C3 and E. Anybody else? I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the remaining of the consent agenda, taking out 4C3 and 4E.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Councilor Edwards, 4C3.
Sure. And I'll be really quickly because I don't believe the treasurer is here tonight. But perhaps the administrator could help point me in the right direction here. I was looking for the line item in the budget for the recycle center construction. And if it's not in the budget because it was other funds were used, if we could get an update on what's been allocated and what's been spent for the next meeting.
So it is not in the budget. There is, we actually appropriated monies from a couple sources. One was the, I believe it was gaming money from last year for $650. and there was a residual amount of money that we took from the industrial park infrastructure fund. Altogether, I think it was $750 in total. The expenditures to date have been very, very little because they've been doing the engineering through DEM to try to get the permitting for it. But we did construct, and we have been paying Power Engineering to do the analysis and the design. So the only thing that's really been done is we've built the temporary site, and we have a set of plans that DEM is evaluating for the stormwater management. So there's really no significant expenditure outlay as of today.
Sure. Perhaps for future meetings, we could just
We'll
have them
definitely put
update.
something together.
Okay, thank you. I'll just do both approvals at the same time, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's
Madam
fine.
President. All right. So on 4E, I had a request to move I think it's the February 27th meeting, either a week prior or a week after, because I will be away for work. And I checked my long-term schedule. That is the one Monday meeting.
Is there an extra Monday in that month?
Which month?
February.
Well, there's not a meeting January 30th, am I correct? Right, because we're holding that for council workshop.
Yep. Correct.
Okay, could you all make February 7th?
February 7th, a Tuesday.
Yes.
It's our off Tuesday. Oh, well, I really apologize, I'm wrong.
February 6th.
Yeah, it'd be February 6th.
Could you do that?
Yep.
The following the 20th, I'm away.
See no reason why I can't.
So that would make us February 6th and February 13th,
No, well,
and take out you said the 27th.
oh, you're
27th,
taking
yeah.
out the 27th. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, John, you can miss a meeting, correct? We all miss one Monday. Because I think it'll just get too complicated. And I'll be honest with you, there's gonna be extra meetings in February because of the budget.
Yeah, I figured since I knew my schedule that
Yeah.
far out, I might as well
I
ask.
think we should keep it there because we all go away from time to time and I can't keep changing it. Like, it's just not enough preparation. But it's up to the rest of you.
As everybody knows, I'm probably the most flexible one here.
Doesn't make a difference to me. I can do any
Yeah.
Monday.
But
Whatever you
a
got.
week, but a week is
week
gonna,
in-
it's gonna be hard to make
do 2 in a
agendas and
row,
everything.
yeah.
And we usually take 2 weeks.
That's fine.
Actually, wait until the 1st.
I'm just thinking. When are you away till?
27th through the 1st?
Also, 28's not good either.
No.
All right, so it's just impossible to plan it 2 meetings week to week. There's not gonna be enough agenda items.
What about moving it to the 6th, the following Monday?
But you're still talking a week. We have one,
mean,
the 6th and the 13th.
Are we required to hold 2 meetings a month?
Yeah, but the thing is, agenda items come in for 2 weeks in advance. There's not gonna be, I just don't think it should happen. I think we all miss Mondays. We all have plans on certain Mondays, and if you miss one, you miss one. I just think it's gonna be impossible, there's not gonna be enough items. And then we're talking about, then we're gonna go almost 4 weeks until the next meeting. So the next meeting will be the agenda will be too big. So if you want to make that motion, we'll see if it passes to make it another Monday, but
I mean, my proposal would be to move the 27th back a week to March 6th.
But then we're looking
So
at,
then we'd have
we're
February
looking at the same
13th,
problem.
February 13th to March 6th to March
Yeah,
13th.
that'll be too big of an agenda.
Well, also in March,
That's a
if we
lot
do
of
what we did
budget.
last year,
Budget meetings every
we're
week.
gonna be doing budget meetings big time, so.
Are we planning to do budget meetings on Saturdays?
I don't know yet. It depends, because Joe,
Yeah.
I don't know yet. Well, would you like to make that motion?
Sure.
See if it
Motion
passes?
to move February 27th to March 6th.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Dennis is seconding it. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Actually, can we even vote on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, I wouldn't be doing it if we couldn't. All those in favor? Are you in favor?
No,
Oh, against?
near.
Okay. All right, so we'll leave it as such then. Can I have can I have a motion to approve the new revised schedule?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made second. All those in favor? Okay. So, John, I'm sorry, we still need a motion for 4C3.
Motion to approve 4C, or, I'm sorry, 4E.
No.
No,
E
4C.
we
And,
just did.
and 4C3.
Second.
Motion been made in second. All those in favor? Okay. Our public presentation tonight has been tabled. I want to continue it until the next meeting. We didn't get a booklet,
Hard copy, yeah.
a hard copy, and we didn't get it way in advance. So I've told them that we need it very soon, so I can put it on the next agenda. So-
Will we get a copy of it in advance so we can review it?
That's what I've
before?
already asked. I said if we don't get it at least a week in advance, it'll keep being put off.
Madam President,
Yes.
on that, I know it wasn't the digital backup.
It was.
So would it be possible just to, I mean, if we don't have a hard copy by a certain period of time, just have the clerk's office print off whoever wants to have a hard copy? I'm
They-
perfectly fine with digital.
They do the whole packet with, yes, I mean, but they have the packets. This is what I heard. They just didn't deliver them. So they need to deliver them quickly, because I also would like that packet given to the budget committee and the school committee also, so they can be at the public presentation, in case they have questions also.
So in the meantime, I could probably get you the electronic version.
Oh, I have the electronic version. That's what I mean, I read through the audit
No,
already,
I
so.
get that, but that's, we'll get that out at least to everybody, but I do understand having the hard copy in front of you is sometimes
I
a
like
lot
the hard
easier for
copy
you to
in
do
front of me.
your notes, your
I-
questions, your,
Well, I take notes on it,
I know.
and I've tried to run the meeting with the computer, and although I can do it, it's much easier to do it by paper. So,
All right. I didn't realize everybody had the electronic version. I thought that.
well, I can't open it, to tell
Okay.
you the truth. I tried last night, and I had my friend who's a computer person next door come and open
I
it.
didn't realize we.
Luckily, budget season's coming, and, you know, maybe we can get a line item to get us iPads so we can write on it like paper.
All right, so do I have a motion to continue this until?
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, you didn't even say the date yet.
I'm assuming it's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks.
January 23rd is my
Thank
motion.
you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay. Comments received from Alex Buffman, letter regarding short-term rentals. You have that in your packet. Is Alex here? No. So we don't have to do anything with that.
Can I
I
just say
think what
that
we
this,
should do, could we put this, forward this to the next meeting where short-term rentals is there?
because this gentleman was here, and as he says in his letter, he wasn't really prepared to speak, but this just really gives more detail to
Right.
some of the points he hit on.
So we'll just put this on the agenda when short-term
Yeah,
rentals are
I
there.
think that's a good idea.
Madam President,
Yes.
since we're pushing this one to the agenda for short-term rentals the next time it's on, would it be possible to just aggregate everything we've received to this point and have that at least in digital backup for that meeting?
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we've been putting the correspondence online
It's all right.
on the
Thank you.
homepage. So we'll add
You can
that.
tell I've been to the website.
Public hearing advertised, discussion and possible vote. Vyana Incorporated, DBA Tiverton Liquors, 65 Main Road, request approval of the transfer of Class A liquor license from Shanny Incorporated to Vyana Incorporated, DBA Tiverton Liquors, subject to meeting all legal requirements. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Attorney Ian Hedges, here on behalf of the applicant. With me here tonight is Manan Patel. As you stated, this is an application for the transfer of a Class A retail license that's associated with Tiverton Liquors here at 65 Main Road in Tiverton. Mr. Patel has about 5 years of experience in the industry. He's owned and operated a store on Cape Cod for, like I said, about the past 5 years. Tip certified on top of that as well. As for the store itself, there won't be too many changes, no physical changes to the location, not really any changes as to the inventory or anything of that nature. This is largely just a change in ownership. And I think the only other point is that the parties have agreed to the terms of the lease. So aside from that, I am happy to answer any questions about it.
So this is a change of the liquor license, correct?
Transfer.
Transfer.
Which is what is.
So, yes, sir, I don't need, the council got a letter late today from Snappy Law Offices on behalf of Mancini Beverage. I don't know if you're aware of it.
No, so, yeah.
There's an indebtedness on that license, so they're, the prior owner, not you, is allegedly indebted to Mancini Beverage in the amount of $27,000 rounding up. The town would require proof that that's paid before we'd actually transfer the license.
Yeah, we would typically pay that at closing.
That's what I figured, okay, so that's so.
And you are aware of this, then?
I'm not aware of it, but those objections, they make just as a matter of course.
Yeah.
So.
Would you like a copy?
I'll give you a copy so you know the now. Thank you. You're welcome. So subject to that provision that they showed, the clerk will issue the license upon proof that has been paid, you can grant the license.
Any questions from the council? I'm going to open this up to public.
Well, I assume Gregory Mancini is the current owner?
No, that's a vendor.
That's the vendor
Oh, it's
that
just a vendor.
the current owner owes money to. So it'd be Tiverton, it'd be the old owners. All right, I'd like to open this up to public hearing. Would anyone like to speak on this subject? Would anyone like to speak on this subject? I'm going to close the hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion from the council.
Madam President,
Councilor Edwards?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the transfer of the Class A liquor license from Chandni to Vyana, DBA Tiverton Liquors, with the stipulation that they meet all legal requirements, including discharging whatever indebtedness is required under state law.
I second that.
I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Are you okay with this? Okay. All those in favor? Okay.
So you'll still be able to recommend wines when I go in and out?
Of course.
Okay.
We don't want to change anything.
They just won't be from Mancini.
Well, they might be. They might be. Stop it. Board of Licensing, discussion, possible vote. Vyana Incorporated, DBA Tiverton Liquors, 65 Main Road, request approval of tobacco dealer license, subject to meeting all legal requirements. Any
Madam President.
discussion? Any discussion, anything you'd like to add? Go ahead, John.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the tobacco dealer license for Vyana Incorporated, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, DBA Tiverton Liquors, 65 Main Road, subject to meeting all legal requirements.
Any further, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Good luck. Congratulations.
I'll see you in May when I'm banging away.
When you what?
That,
It's dry January, baby.
Oh,
because of
I take it through April.
appointment and resignations. Acknowledgement of resignation of Christine Francis from Economic Development Commission and Newport Bristol County Convention and Visitors Bureau, effective 3/31, 2023. Any discussion?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to acknowledge the resignation of Christine Francis and thank her for her service on both the EDC, or on the Economic Development Commission for Newport and Bristol County Convention and Visitors Bureau. And also add that we're appreciative that she's elected to stay on through the 31st in order to facilitate ease of transfer for the next appointee.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All I'd like to say is I was very excited when Christine jumped aboard, and I was very impressed with her, and I know that Renee really liked her also, so
She's actually moving to Warren.
this is a big loss for the Economic Development Commission, but I do want to thank her for everything she's done up to this point. Me too. Motion's been made in second. All those in favor? Unanimous.
With regret.
With regret.
Council President deMedeiros, assignment of town council liaisons for boards and commissions. John, this is basically back on because you weren't here.
Appreciative.
So which ones, now, we're gonna get a little confused with these Councilor Edwards, the way that it's written, so.
That's Joan's problem.
Yeah. So Councilor, whoever it says Councilor Edwards right now, that's Jay. And then we'll put John. So John, we have a housing authority opening, and I don't know if you were interested.
I have 4 that I'm interested in.
Go ahead.
Based off of my professional experience and then love of the landfill. So the 4 that I am
So
interested
I might
in,
convince you to do housing though at some point?
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
not a chance. The 4 I'm interested in being the liaison for would be economic development, landfill recycling, Newport County Chamber of Commerce, and the police pension.
Okay, say it again, economic development,
Yep, EDC, landfill recycling, Newport County Chamber of Commerce, and police pension. And I give background on why I'd like each one if need
well,
be.
police pension, I know why.
Yep,
You were on police pension last time and you did a really good job.
it's also the line of work I'm in.
Yep, it is, and that's why you did a really good job.
Yep,
Newport Chamber of Commerce, it's only Mike there, so that's good.
and again, former board member of the chamber. I know all the players over there. I think that can help us get some good representation.
And land recycling, if I remember correctly, you were there last time also,
Yeah, I love the landfill.
okay? Yeah, I know you like trash, John.
It's my
I've
thing. I
always
know way
thought
too
that.
much about it.
Okay, and then economic development, we'll put you there too.
Not recycling now because the landfill is no longer,
Yeah, so it's recycling.
other than the testing.
So, out of total default, I'll take housing authority. I gave up one and I got another one. But I've been on housing authority before, so. Anything else, John?
Nope, those are the
Would
only 4.
anybody else like to change anything while it's here? Okay, so do I need a vote to approve this? So I'd entertain a motion to approve the revised liaisons to boards and commissions.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded by the Edwards.
You pick who.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Oh,
I'm sorry, are we changing them or?
no, we just added John.
Just adding,
So economic development, you've picked up John Edwards.
Well, no, that's Mike Burke's position.
Yeah, but Mike will be there with him.
Oh,
There's multiples.
Yeah, there's multiples usually.
tag team.
Yeah. If you really look at this, most of them have 2. So, yes. Did I vote? Motion's been made second. All those in favor? Okay.
Dennis, yea or nay?
Yep.
Sorry.
He's in favor. Police Chief Jones, is he here? Yeah, there he is. Discussion and possible vote. Of course he's here, it's about a grant. Possible vote to approve the purchase of police body armor for $26,142.98 from Angel Armor.
So I know this was on the agenda, and I believe that
Yes.
this was going to be part of the gaming. So I did not put this on the agenda. So this was going to be part, I know it was on before, and it was taken out because it was going to be part of the gaming discussion.
Right.
So I did not request for this to be put
See,
on.
he needs additional money, this isn't for the grant money.
So,
We talked about this at the agenda meeting, and
so the $26,000 is the additional money that would match. The total price is $40,000.
so do you mind if we table this until?
Not at all.
We'll table this until the casino meeting.
Madam President, just a quick question for the chief. How long is that quote good for?
We'd have to renew it, but it's master price agreement. So it's just a matter of, the sooner that we do it, it takes about 8 weeks to get the body
Well,
out.
the meeting is next week.
So
Perfect.
My question then would be, and maybe the solicitor can weigh in on this, then couldn't we just vote to approve this and then figure out funding later? Because there's no request to transfer money or expend
Well,
money.
John, the problem is we decided not to do these individually so that we would get a big idea of all the money we've given to everyone. So we haven't been approving these and moving them all to that Thursday, so we get some accountability. Chris agreed, so he could keep track of it too. It's only a week.
I have no problem waiting, Counselor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, chief.
So-
Motion to table it to the meeting that we're talking about,
So it would
whatever
be
it is.
December, it would be December, January 19th.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right, but I thought so.
I gotta admit, I,
Yeah, I know, and believe me, I get confused with these
So
two.
that was a motion, right?
Yeah, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
thought it was the grant funds.
Yeah, I know you did. Fire Chief Bailey, discussion possible vote to acceptance of National Highway Transportation Safety Grant. Grant is for $46,375 for the Jaws of Life and stabilization equipment. We spoke about this grant before,
So
and we got it.
we got it, and pursuant to the council's acceptance, we replaced the Jaws of Life that are approximately 20 years old and some extra vehicle stabilization equipment. There's no match.
Any questions from the council? No.
Madam President,
Yes.
make a motion to accept the NHTSG, whatever, NHTSA grant for the fire department for $47,375 for Jaws of Life and stabilization equipment.
Second?
Motion been made in second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just would like to make a note that, this, you know, and the chief isn't doing this purposely. The staff did work very hard to put this together. So I just want to, you know, commend the staff for putting this together because it was a pretty good need that was, the department could use. So he's going to get there.
It's a win-win.
It is a win, so.
Okay, all those in favor?
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Town Administrator, Police Chief, you again, Pat. Request approval to apply for appropriate grants, authorizes earmark funding for dispatch area submitted by Senator Whitehouse, Senator Reed, and Congressman Cicilline. Patrick?
So my thanks to our congressional delegation. We've been working with them for the past probably better part of 8 months. So given the president signing the new fiscal budget into law, there was an allocation for the town, specifically for the public communications project that we have. So this will give us back $500,000. So of the 1.7, I believe the town was allocated out of the ALPRA money, this is putting back another $500,000 towards that project.
So you're just requesting to apply?
Correct. So because there's monitoring, so the grant is actually through the Department of Justice. So we will be required, obviously, to put annual reports in and expenditures, just to kind of make sure that everything is proper, but the money is already earmarked and parked for us.
So,
there a-
so the
They
initial,
really want
the
it.
initial application was to do an earmark through the congressional
Yep.
delegation. Now that they've gotten that approved, the funding is not like Congressman Cicilline and Senator Whitehouse don't have a pocket of money. We actually have to apply for the specific agencies where this money is gonna come from. So it's just a further elaboration of how we're gonna get there. But there will be specific agencies that we have to go through to get this, and documents that we have to do. But the chief did come before you originally to at least, you know, get the ball rolling, to at least apply with the congressional delegation. They've did the yeoman's work of getting it in the budget and getting it approved. We now have to facilitate all the paperwork to make sure it happens. It may not look like exactly what we started with, as far as like the nomenclature or the department, but in the end, it's an earmark that will, you know, help improve the dispatch center at least.
Is, silly question, but there's no match.
Correct.
Earmarks.
This is
I just
free
wanna
money.
make sure.
No match, no.
'cause people will
We knew
be
that
out.
when we went into this.
Okay.
We can use it for a match.
Right.
Don't,
Right,
but it-
right,
there's
I
no
get it.
match to
There's
this.
no match to it. Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the chief approval to apply to the appropriate grants as authorized by the earmark funding for dispatch submitted by Senator Whitehouse, Reed, and Congressman Cicilline. And also add that I was unaware that Senator Whitehouse was involved in this. The earmarks called out Reed and Cicilline, but not Senator Whitehouse. So
He's very active in it. The staff were.
I'm glad he was helpful.
He was.
Okay, so motion been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All those in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is Stu here?
No, he's not.
He said he was coming.
Well, you want to move it to the end and give him a chance, or?
Yeah, because he really, the trunk or treat's no problem, but should we text him? Do you have his?
And
I'm kind of curious on why he's didn't come. All right, so we'll just move down to G. Maybe he thinks this was gonna take a lot longer.
Madam President, motion to take items G, H, I, J, and K out of order.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion been made, second. All those in favor? Administrator Carter, discussion and possible vote to award contract for surplus equipment to XL Recycling, LCC.
so you authorized us to put some surplus equipment out for the police department and DPW. That went out to bid, the bids came in, there was only one bidder, a little bit over $1,050 for the limited pieces that we have. We didn't have as many as we had the last time, obviously, there was, and they were in pretty sad shape, if I, they were really bad shape.
They were.
So I would recommend that you approve the bid.
Did the price for recycled metal like that, it's going down, hasn't it?
I don't know what the market value is, but last time we had, I want to say close to 19 or 25 vehicles, not counting, we did DPW separate as well last time, they had a lot of trucks. These cars are, those are the administrative cars that we finally took off the road, that were the last batch of cars that we did buy. They are totally, there's no value to them at all. They might be able to get some doors and some glass out of them, but there's no moving parts, and the floors are all rotted out. They're really not salvageable at all. That's why the pricing on them depends on what's salvageable on the vehicles, in addition to the value, the dollar-wise for metal. But these are in really sad shape.
The guy's probably gonna make like $150 in the total lot.
Yep.
All right,
That was my idea, we wanted Dave Robert.
I'd like to entertain a motion.
Madam President,
Go ahead, John.
I'd like to make a motion to award the contract for surplus equipment to Excel Recycling LLC as the low bidder in the amount of $1,050.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion?
I'm sorry, jumping the gun.
I feel like I'm in a race.
Keep voting.
Stop. All those in favor? Okay. DBW Director Rogers. Discussion possible vote to approve budget transfers. And I'm just gonna say as listed. Anybody have any questions?
Madam President,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget transfers as listed. And note for anybody watching at home, this is purely a ministerial act in moving funds from the landfill accounts into the general operating account now that the landfill is closed.
Well, it's not just landfill, it's overtime. So
Yeah, it's
the-
all- it's all
the
these
staff,
accounts.
leave,
The staff-
Baybank.
The staff's moved over to.
right, all the staff have moved out of
Right,
landfill.
right,
There's
but
nobody up there
It's
anymore.
not taking from the landfill account.
It is, because those staff are on the landfill account.
Yeah, in the budget, there's general operations for highway department, and then there's the landfill,
So
a
we've
separate
always,
item.
we have always segregated the staff. that
That's
work
fine,
with-
I get what you're saying. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Rick, do you have anything to add?
No, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Easiest meeting yet, Rick.
Thank you all.
Although, wait a minute, we haven't voted yet. All those in favor? All right, now you can thank us, Rick.
Thank you.
Okay. Renee, oh, Renee, I never.
I'm sitting here
Oh, I just noticed this, Renee. I'm gonna,
Nice.
I know, I didn't notice it was sitting here.
Take 2 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna go back to public comments, if that's all right. Renee Jones has been sitting here, and I was wondering why, and I just saw this, business park grant. Go ahead, Renee.
It's just really
You should have said something.
I did. He's on his way.
Does he need to be here? He said
I
he
didn't
did.
ask him that. I just asked him if he was coming. He said, oh, damn, I
All
forgot.
right, go ahead.
In December 2021, with the help of the Chamber of Commerce and Connect Greater Newport, the town and the EDC submitted a grant for feasibility to work on the business park. We were awarded $30,000, and now that the business park, at the same time we were awarded it, North Point started coming in, and so I am just
We've been holding on to this.
holding on to it, and I just was, as we're looking at budgeting and trying to figure out what the next goals are for the EDC, I was wondering if this would be a time that the EDC could, and with people in the town, could come up with some kind of subcommittee to look at taking the information that we learned from North Point and looking at this grant and seeing if there's some way we could use this grant to help us continue working with, to direct something with the business park instead of just letting it drop. So that's basically all it was. I don't know where the grant stands. It was $30,000. I'm not sure where
So
we're at with that.
if I remember, there was specific parameters that we applied for that they wanted us to do with the, I forget what it was,
It
about,
was a feasibility grant.
correct.
To
So-
figure out what, actually, I have your letter right here.
Right.
So that's basically what.
So,
I
and we
wanted
had
to-
promised that we would not expend those monies while North Point was going
Right.
through the deliberative process. Now they've backed out. I agree that we should probably look at doing something with this. I just don't know if you can do that as a vote tonight.
No, we
Oh,
can't.
no, I'm
All
not,
right,
I'm
all right.
sorry,
No,
I'm
we
not
can't.
asking for it. No,
No.
it was just, this is something that.
No, so we can't, but it's something to consider, and I'll put it on the next
What
agenda.
I don't know is, was there a time limit on,
I actually never got a final copy of the.
I'll see what we have, but,
Yeah, but
because I know we have it on file.
Yeah, and I think, the people from the chamber have been really helpful.
Okay.
Rick Obermeyer has
It
been
may
really
be that we
helpful.
might want to at least apply for an extension to see if, because
Exactly. But I
it
think.
hasn't been that long though, so.
No, it was, we submitted it in December of '21.
Okay, but I don't think we got the award till like middle
And
of
we
the
didn't
spring.
get it till literally just when North Point.
Yeah, it was-
walking
yeah, I
in the door.
remember.
It was
Okay.
the same time. So I think it's a good time to start
Okay.
looking at whether we can use that money to
Yeah,
continue.
and I'll have Chris look.
Especially since I.
We'll
had
pull
heard-
it out tomorrow and take a look at it, and,
Yeah, especially since I had heard that North Point had left
Yes.
information,
They
it's a
have.
good time
oh,
to
they
start-
did. No, they
Yeah.
left us a lot of good
So
information.
it might be a good time to do something
Okay.
with the subcommittee.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you very
sorry
much
I
for
left
your
you
time.
there.
Adios.
Stu's here.
All right, well, I think we can do this really, really quick.
Up to you.
Council President deMedeiros moving the meeting, the allocation of casino, gaming, and APR funds from January 17th to the 19th. Because of scheduling problems, I'm asking that we move it to Thursday, January 19th. I've already talked to Jerry from the school committee, and that's fine with him. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, do we need to vote?
Yes. 7 o'clock, is that okay with everyone?
7?
I need to vote. Okay. So I'd like someone to make a motion, please.
I'll make the motion that we reschedule the special council meeting regarding the allegation of casino, gaming, and opera funds to January 19th, 2023 at 6:30?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion been made and second. Any further discussion?
Madam President,
Yes.
just to confirm, we don't have a council workshop on the 30th?
No.
Okay, I'd just like to note my objection to the 19th and, register that the 30th would be preferable because that is a Monday. And it is on the schedule already.
Yeah, John, I know when you were in the council before, we used to do a lot of things on Mondays. That's not necessarily true anymore because other people have conflicts on every other Monday. So we'll keep that in mind going forward and we'll try to do it. This was scheduled, I think, even before you came on the council.
Totally understand.
Yeah,
We're
so
beholden to the prior council.
So we'll keep it in mind, okay? Motion been made and second, all those in favor? Okay, thank you. And I'm going to ask that J be tabled until we go into executive session.
Okay.
Do I have because we'll be discussing this in executive, do I have a motion to table it until after executive?
So moved.
Second.
Question. Would we want to include K in that as well?
No,
No? Okay.
No, that's what's wrong.
we'll tell you why. All those in favor? Okay. K is discussion possible vote to ratify 3-year contract. John Cavanaugh for vacant planning position. He is no longer a candidate
He withdrew.
for this position. He withdrew. So, there's no discussion.
And Stu is here.
Stu, did you forget us or you really didn't need to be
Stua.
here? I'm not sure.
I was actually very involved with 5th grade math homework.
So he ran here.
Actually, he was probably watching the college playoff.
All right, Stu,
Yeah,
what's
come
the square
on,
root of this
Stu.
room?
Come on.
You know that show, like, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? I'm not. So
I'm gonna
I
call
just-
your daughter because I'm friends with her. She'll tell me if that's true.
Oh, no, she'll agree with you.
Okay.
She'll agree with that. So my apologies for not.
Oh, it's no big deal. So, trunk or treat event at Ranger School, October 28th. 4 to 8:30 p.m. And no changes from what you did last year?
Nope, we've already received approval from Ranger to be able to hold it at that location. I think what we'll do is as we get closer to the event, obviously it's a ways off, do an evaluation with the Tiverton Police Department and make sure that they were comfortable with how it went, and make sure that we have enough patrols to manage it. We might adjust the route for people walking slightly, but we found that location was, we thought, really, really good, and people seemed happy.
We had a discussion that eventually we're gonna make a calendar with every single event we've been approving, because I know you're coming ahead of time,
Yep.
which I appreciate. But just so we don't forget what we've already scheduled, and we have a lot of stuff on the same weekend.
Yeah, and I think I had circulated a draft of the Word doc. I don't know if I sent it to.
I haven't.
So it's essentially what we've done is, from a rec standpoint, emailed. I met with Lieutenant LeDuc, and then also emailed Meredith with the farmers market, and then also the folks at the library, and then the land trust, looking to try and get a comprehensive calendar that we can provide to you and make available so people publicly can see it as well as you approve things. So I'm going to try and help with that. But yeah, absolutely. I just don't think we're far enough along.
Oh,
Some of
no,
the
we're
things are
not,
tweaked,
but there's a lot of things coming up, and I just, in the past, we've accidentally put
Overlapped.
too much in one weekend, and it's caused problems with the police and everything else, because we didn't have enough. Okay.
No, absolutely.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Can we just comments?
Of course you can.
So I pulled this up and I thought I had the whole wrong packet because it was October, but anyway, that's besides the fact. So I did hear, and it might have been a very small percentage of people that felt it was too crowded last year. So I don't know if that was true or if that was just a perception of a few people. And if that was true, can we expand hours or do something to
Yeah.
accommodate?
So one of the things that I think where that was coming from is the way that people were set up, as it was wrapping around the outside along the tree line and down. And there was also an event, I think, at the high school that had been put on after we had scheduled this. And so I actually have already talked to the athletic director about just being aware of where our crossovers might be, because parking became a bit of an issue. And that was sort of what I was referring to with connecting with the chief and the police department. We may look at how we reroute and then also potentially expand the footprint of Trunk or Treat, because in the actual space, it wasn't as bad. I think it wasn't too crowded. It was just people that were potentially waiting.
Trying to get in.
And, I mean, again, I have small children. More than like 2 minutes is probably too long to wait if you want to get through. So definitely sympathize with people that were waiting, and we'll see what we can come up with as a better pathway for that. But I don't know if that answers your question.
That absolutely answers my question. I think that's where the biggest complaints that I had heard was the waiting. We had to wait in line for so long.
But that's kind of almost impossible to, there's so many people that show
Well,
up.
that's what they said. There were just so many.
So, and you only have so many cars, so.
Well, and the other part to it is, in the past, we've had it at the library, we've had it at the middle school, and we've always encountered lines. I think where this venue has been really nice is that we're not seeing the issue lined up around the trunks where people, and it's very, the pathway is really clear, so we can either expend it out more or we can move the cars further along, which will spread it, which will let more people in. We have room to play with this space where the other ones we really didn't. So yeah, it was definitely noted at the end of last year, and we were reading through comments online and from feedback that people reached out. But I do think there's, any popular town event will always have something, but we can try to minimize it as best we can.
I think that's a great idea. And I don't recall, did you have that time early on last year?
That's to set up, isn't it?
For this, no, not for the setup, but for the kids with special needs?
Yep.
You
So
did have that?
We did this, the setup was a good chunk of earlier on in the day, and then we did essentially a part where there weren't flashing lights and loud noises. And,
Right.
and I was actually really pleased because not only I think people were responsive to it, but they were also very respectful. And I really appreciated that from residents and other people attending. There could have been people that took offense to it, and by and large, everybody was really positive. And the people bringing trunks were super helpful.
Good.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. All those,
Madam President, that includes waiving the fee.
yes,
Yes.
is that all right?
Oh, you have to do fifth grade math.
Look at me.
Motion's been made and second, all those in favor? Okay. And then
Just go
the
away.
next thing is discussion and possible, but you can't do that, they get all messed
know.
up. Discussion and possible vote to approve funds to advertise 2023 beach fund fee proposal for the public hearing. Any questions from the council regarding the fees before we go out to advertisement?
No, I just want to ask, and if I was remiss, I did not look at the current fees. Have these changed much?
The parking pass for somebody with a car has not changed. The two places where there's a difference in there is I think the RV fee went up to $35 for a resident season pass. And also a trailer fee is one thing that was introduced. So essentially what we were finding is that people pull in with their cars and they have a trailer on the back end, and so they'll need an additional pass for that too. But again, the idea here was not really to try and change what we're doing for residents.
Madam President,
Yes.
motion to approve the funds to advertise for the 2023 beach fees
Yeah, but we have
and
to
schedule a
name
public hearing.
We have to name a certain date, don't we, in the motion? No. No, it's 3 weeks. Well, it's gonna be about 4 weeks by the time she gets it to be advertised.
The fees only require 7 days.
Oh, perfect, so we can do it on the next agenda. Okay. All right, I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Noted that my motion included that for the next
Yeah.
agenda.
Yeah. Motion, second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, go back and do your math.
I could use the budget.
You can say
He's watching
you
the
can
game.
tell them you have to stay here a little longer if you like.
She asked me to approve YouTube on her phone the other day. I said no, so I'm still all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Municipal Court beginning February 2023. Hearings will be held on the second and fourth Monday of the month, starting at 5 p.m.
Fair enough. That'll be the new dates and times moving forward. So it's not just February, it's moving forward.
Well, starting, you're beginning on February.
Yep, beginning in February.
And this is still at the library, right?
Still at the library, yeah.
And I got a call from, is there if I say something? Yeah. I got okay, I got a call from the school committee chairman. Thursday's meeting, he would like to make for 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock, which is like a half-hour difference. I didn't know if that was all right with the rest of you.
It's at bedtime regardless, so.
It's past bedtime, I know, I told him that. Okay, so 7:30.
This is the annual meeting, correct?
This is the annual budget meeting, and then we're also gonna be talking about building, we're gonna be talking about their long-term expenses and all of that. No, I don't. Okay.
Do we need to, that's
We don't need to
Thursday,
vote on
right?
that, 'cause we
No,
already
but
voted.
we need to let the budget committee know too.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Okay. I'd like
Madam President,
to entertain a motion.
I was just
No,
gonna
wait a
roll
minute,
with
to
it.
go, I know, I have to say what they are though. I'd entertain a motion to go into an executive session, town administrator, Rhode Island General Law 42465A1, Personnel, Job Performance Annual Evaluation for Tax Assessor Dave Roberts, notice given.
So moved.
Now I'm going to do it all at once.
Oh, you're gonna do them all. Love it.
He is withdrawn, so,
What?
he is withdrawn.
Yep, so I don't need to do that one. And Town Solicitor, Rhode Island General Law 42465A2, general update on all pending litigation.
So moved.
Do I have a second? This is roll
Yes.
call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We'll be in executive session.